right, Shalom. Call Allah Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakah Kwadash, which is the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashon Kwadash, the holy tongue, for the one true name of the Heavenly Father being Yahweh, and that of the Messiah, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus, though the letter J wasn't even derived until the 16th century. You see, the people say that the Lord has many names, man, but he has many titles. All right, he has one name. In fact, the scriptures tell us what? Acts 4:12, there's no other name given among men whereby you must be saved. Even the 10 Commandments tell us the importance of the name, man. You know, in fact, let's go ahead and go in on the name, man. I'll do another lesson on what I was going to go into. But before we go any further, I'd like to give double honors unto the elders and the apostles at GMS Great Millstone, who do real well, as it is written, man, and a sincere peace, love, blessing, salutations unto those of you hopeful, faithful, potential members of the elect out there, doing the best to make the calling of your election sure. All right, Lord willing, this is edifying, man. You know, and you know, we can't go in enough on the name, man. All right, especially now more than ever, because who are you gonna call upon when all hell's breaking loose, man? In fact, you can't just be calling. You know, if somebody's calling out for you, and they're calling all these different names, but your name, you may not even bat an eye towards them, man. All right, so let's go ahead and start it off and go into let's go ahead and pull up that Acts that I had mentioned. This is the book of Acts, chapter 4, and verse 12, and it reads, "Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved." There's no other name, man. There is that shows you the importance of the name. There ain't no arguing with that, man. You have to have the name. In fact, the scriptures say that whosoever calleth upon the name of the Lord shall be saved, man. You see, and there ain't no scripture supporting that you can call the Lord whatever you want. You see, and that's what these people like to say. Oh, well, the Lord changes. The Lord. I was even talking to Jehovah's Witness the other day, man. I mean, how you calling him Jehovah when the letter J didn't exist? And so he began to, you know, talk about how the Lord's name changed over time. What the hell? Where is that in the Bible, man? You see, these people, what they do, man. What they do is exactly this. They're subject to what this is telling us here. I believe it's Matthew 15. Matthew 15 and verse. Verse 7. I'll start at verse 8. It says, "This people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me." Why, man? Verse 9, "But in vain they do worship me," because they're worshiping in vain, man. You see, these religions and things of that nature, right? They're hand in hand with the world, man. That's why they're tax free, right? You have to go through their educational system to get a degree to teach that ideology, man. Be out there being a pastor and what have you. You see, like Vocab Malone and all them, man. You see, these people actually went and went through certain classes getting re-educated by Esau to know what they know, man. Well, we picked up the Bible just like the scriptures say, man, and the Spirit led us, you see. So what these groups do, man, is, hey, they're worshiping in vain. Why? Because it's a what's the word I'm looking for, man? It's an occupation, man. It is their way of making money. They made merchandise out of you people, man. I remember going into some of these churches when I was looking for the truth, man. I've been in and out of a lot of these churches, actually. And they were all out there for your gain, man. Well, for their own gain, for their own belly, you see? Their God is their belly, man. Again, but in vain they do worship me, teaching doctrines, the commandments of men. And perhaps maybe they believe they're trying to do the right thing, man. I thought that when I was a child too, man. I was like, hey, I just wanted to do right by the Most High, man. You know, and every brother has a different, our different walks and our different testimonies as to, how we came to be in the truth, right? But nonetheless, hey, maybe these guys were trying to just, trying to be right by the Most High, and so, hey, the world was telling them this, the government, their grandma, this, that, and the third. But guess what, man? verse 14, it says, let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into a ditch. So they're just blind, man. They're blindly leading people with what they were taught, right? With what they were educated with Esau, man. Not realizing they're leading these people all into a ditch, man. You see, you should already know to stay away from the world's religions just based off of this right here. This is Job chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right? So let's pick this apart, man. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, so the wicked are in control, man. Right? He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Meaning what? The judges have been covered. There are judges on this earth, man. And we are meant to be those judges, which is why we were given the law so we could judge accordingly. But what they've done is they've covered the judges. They've replaced the judges. And now they're judging by their own law, by their own rule, man. And you see where it's gotten us, man. And they forwarded and prolonged that their place of power by hiding the truth from you, man. By giving you these different religions and things of that nature. By not giving you the name of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, man. You see, they have disconnected you, us, from our power, man. But now through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, we're returning, man. Right? And that's prophecy. We'll go ahead and grab it. But let me finish it off. It says, if not, where and who is he? So, hey, if it's not the wicked that's in control, then hey, where is he, man? Where is this wicked being who's in control? You can tell just by seeing who's in power, man. You see, but anyway, let me go ahead and jump to another precept here real quick. This is the book of Isaiah, I believe. I want to say it's around the 44th verse. It's Isaiah 44:1. It says, "Yet now, hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen." Right? He chosen them. He gave us the laws, man. Separate us from all nations. And now what? Now we're under the hand of the heathen nations, man. And now you see the world going out into chaos. Animals going extinct. People are dying of starvation. We live in a world where you plant a goddamn orange and you're gonna get, it has several seeds in it, man. And then that orange tree, you're gonna get several oranges, or oranges season by season with seeds in them. You see, Esau does not belong in power, man. But the Lord is pulling him out, man. And it began with us calling upon the name of Yahweh Bashim Yoshai, following this prophecy as is written, verse 2. It says, "Thus saith the Lord that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou, Jerusalem, whom I have chosen." It says, "For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry grounds." You see, so it's been a barren wasteland out here for us, basically, man. All right, but the Lord is what, man? He's returned to us, and that began with Yahweh Shai. With what Yahweh Shai did, brought us into that grace period, and now in these last days we would return, man. You see, so we're fulfilling prophecy, man. We're fulfilling prophecy. It says, "I will pour my spirit upon thy seed." You see, so upon the seed of Israel, which is now, hey, we're the seed, man. It says, "And my blessing upon thine offspring, and they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the watercourses. One shall say, I am the Lord's." When you go into that word Lord right there, when it's in all caps, that goes into the Lord's true name, man, which is Yahweh. So returning, saying that they're Yahweh's, man. "And another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand to Yahweh, and surname himself by the name of Israel." And that's why you got brothers, calling themselves what? Receiving new names. That old name, that old man that we once were is done, man. Now you're so-and-so Bon Yasharallah, man. You know what? Son of Israel. You see? prophecy that we'd return unto the Most High, man. It's also spoken of here in the book of Baruch, how to return to the Lord in His name. This is Baruch chapter 2 and verse 30. It says, actually I'll hit verse 29 as well. If you will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations where I shall scatter them. So the Lord scattered Israel everywhere, man. Scattered among all these nations, right? Verse, and though it says a small number, the scriptures also say that, you know, there's a lot of us, man. Whereas the sand of the sea. You see, but though we're as the sand of the sea, there's a fraction of us who are returning, man. Coming out of those heathen ways. You see a very, very small, a remnant, in other words, that's returning, man. That's receiving the name, right? Getting out of the stop following the blind leaders, right? I remember my uncle asked, man, he's like, man, he said something about me listening to, listening to the pastors instead of reading, man, and it hit me. I was like, damn. I was like, why are we just listening to these people instead of reading the book that they're reading to us and breaking down to us, man? And right away you start finding that these people are blind, man. You've been trapped in a church full of a bunch of cave people, man. A caveman teaching the Bible, man. And now you wondering why you lost in the sauce, why you got all these problems. Anyway, verse 30, it says, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves, and shall know that I am the Lord their power. For I will give them a heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name. Look at that, man. So we're going to return unto the Most High. And part of that return is, of course, going to be the name of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. You see? Anyway, man, hey, again, the name is important, and we, the elect, see, Lord willing, be solidified in that number. The elect will call upon that name, man, and will be found calling upon that name. Again, it's to take the Lord's name in vain, man. You people, these Israelites are coming out of the world and giving themselves whole Hebrew names, but you calling the Lord whatever you want, man. Man, the letter J wasn't derived until the 16th century. So that it's not that, point blank period. All right, but with that, I believe the point's been made, man. I don't want to make it too lengthy, and I'm gonna do another one, on something else. But yeah, Lord willing is edifying, man. When the Spirit started speaking about the name, and the Spirit just had these few precepts come together. So Lord willing, it was edifying. Call Layim Lay Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And double honors to the elders and the apostles, peace, love, blessings, salutations, and to all those of you hopeful, faithful, potential members of the elect out there, man. Shalom.